Honey, I'm telling you, it isn't crowded. You can't go by the sound.
No, a blind person has to be very sensitive to sound. Look, if I go in there, I'm going to be sick. Please don't make me.
All right. There's a deck chair. Come on.
Here?
Yep, this is it.
Look, I'm really cold. I'm really cold. Couldn't we go back to the cabin?
The only reason you're cold is that you never leave the cabin. We're out of the wind here. Must be 85 degrees at least. Now, what do you want to do about lunch?
No, I'm not hungry.
I'll order you a club sandwich and bring it out to you, all right?
No, it's going to take too long. Someone will probably take your chair.
Delia, let's not have a repeat performance of yesterday. You're going to get some sun, and you're going to eat. Later on, we'll go dancing and walk in the moonlight and do all the things you've been dying to do until the other day.
Patty, please.
Look, I'm sorry that I slept when you were so full of energy. I don't know why it's the other way around now, but, I mean, we got to get ourselves in sync. Maybe the reward will be that you'll be able to see by the time we get home. Try to relax, all right?
Are you going to
We'll
be
both
very
try
long?
real hard today.
Are you going to be very long?
No, just long enough to get some food.
Maybe you could help me put my hat on. Huh? Okay.
Why do you have to wear that?
Well, because I'm too hot.
Well, at least take the glasses off. If any sun does get past the hat, you'll end up with white circles around your eyes.
No, I really don't care. At least people will know I'm blind. I won't have to explain too much.
Okay. Be right back.
Honey, could I have a blanket?
Oh, come on.
No, really, I'll just put it on for a minute, then I'll take it off. Thank you. Do I look okay?
What little of you I can see looks fine.
Okay. Would you try to hurry, please?
Right?
That was unbelievable.
Oh, please. Please go away and leave me alone.
Don't get helpless with me, you little cheat. Your husband's more blind than you are. Poor man, I'd cry for him if I weren't so disgusted.
Please.
The game is up, my dear. By the time I'm finished, you won't be playing around with my Howard or your Patty.
System.
Hi, Faith.
Hi yourself. How are you?
Fair.
Don't get up. Your head must weigh a ton.
Oh, it does. How did you know?
I called last night, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I also talked to Jack, and he told me the two of you had a few drinks.
I don't think he had too many.
You sure did. I bet you stayed the whole night right here, too, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. But I got up today, shaved, and I couldn't stand it any longer.
Thomas, you are still recovering from a bullet wound. Your tolerance for alcohol is bound to be at an all-time low.
Yes, I found that out. What time is it, Faith?
It's almost noon. I'm off duty till tomorrow.
I missed you. You know, I don't like drinking that much, even when I'm perfectly well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Did Jack tell you his friend at Immigration can't do anything for me?
Yes.
Let's talk about something else, huh?
Do you want some aspirin?
No, thanks. I've already had 4.
Here, this'll help.
Oh, yes, that's better.
Tom, we have to talk about this. Do you still think that word would get back to Limerick if you answered that immigration letter?
Of course.
So do I. And I also believe that the Donahues would send someone else to kill you. Liam convinced me of that.
You understand? Thank you.
Understand?
Why I have to leave?
What you have to do is marry me.
But Faith...
You can't run again. Marry me. Stay here, become a citizen. Tom, please, it's what I want.
Faith, things haven't changed that much since yesterday.
That's not entirely true. I've had time to think some more. You've had time to tie a good one on. And I'm back for my second proposal, and you're here to listen to me.
I'm here because I was too hungover to leave.
That isn't true.
No. Oh. Faith, I love you and I want you, but I won't be able to let you go.
If the marriage doesn't work, we'll both let go.
I love you too much. You don't love me enough.
How many couples do you know who could be this honest with each other? I can't measure how much I love you. Sure, if there weren't pressures, I'd be content to live with you, enjoy it, and see what happens. But you've got a deadline. So I say to myself, it's good with him. I care for him. I'm not afraid to tell him the truth. And I think that's enough to start a marriage.
But part of our marriage would be the possibility of a divorce. I couldn't face that.
Why not? Why is it easier to face the prospect that you might be hunted for the rest of your life?
Because that's me. Nobody else gets hurt.
Oh, Tom, I would never hurt being married to you as much as I'd hurt if you were dead.
Oh, Faith. You know, I wish I could take you home with me. Because everybody would adore you, and I know you'd love Ireland.
You're dodging. Tom, I want an answer. All you have to do is say yes.
Now, why did I get all that?
Mail? You're only one person.
Ah, whereas you are...
2. Carter and Ryan. Carter Ryan, hyphenated, like the English. You know, I once knew a girl named, Smith Royce. Catherine Smith Royce.
Yes, she was hyphenated, too.
Was she ever?
You holding up okay being 2 people?
Oh, yeah, I don't have all of his work. I mean, you spread the work around pretty evenly. Heck, I just hope he's doing as well as we are.
So the high seas over there. You know, I haven't seen Faith in quite a while.
Yeah, I saw her yesterday in the cafeteria. She's spending most of her free time with Tom now.
How's he coming along?
Mending well.
There she is.
And what is this mysterious note all about?
Frank Ryan for Senate.
I saw the article in the paper the other day. Oh, Mr. Ryan's really becoming a celebrity. Are these signatures?
Oh, no. I was just asking around for campaign volunteers and just keeping a list. Seems 1 or 2 of the staff people are interested. Read again? Yeah.
Hello, Seneca.
Hello, Seneca.
Missed you on the rounds this morning.
I'm going rounds. Let's have time.
So, you want to Join the swelling ranks of Frank Ryan for Senate?
Of course, and I'll name you 10 more besides me.
Oh, well, listen, hey, well, I tell you, why don't you check with your friends and get back with me with 20 more names tomorrow?
Oh, don't laugh. I can do it. Make it 30.
Whoa, hey, sky's the limit, huh?
I don't think much of politicking on hospital time, Doctor.
Neither do I, Doctor. That's why I did it on my own time. I still got 3 minutes left.
Next time use Ryan's headquarters, not the staff lounge.
But we're permitted, even encouraged, to come here for personal conversations, thought, so forth and so forth.
You know what I mean.
No, I can't say that I do. It sounds as if you're suggesting that there is some limit to the use of this room that I don't know about. I don't think any of us were aware that some types of conversations are not permitted. If there is a list of forbidden topics, I hope you'll put it on the bulletin board. Until then, I'll continue to use this room, same as always. Excuse me, gentlemen.
I hate that kind of sarcasm.
Oh, yeah, well, it sure beats physical violence, which is what you were asking for. I mean, even I felt like clobbering you. Hey, listen, I'll see you out on the floor, okay?
But wait a minute. I'm really having a hell of a time with all this, you know?
I know.
Did you see the article Morris was talking about? That picture. Frank and Edmund and Jill. Candidate kisses baby for the camera.
How long has it been since you've seen him?
Months. Not since his birthday.
You talking to Jill at all?
Well, not since I told her off at Ray Woodard's apartment. I've seen her from a distance a couple of times. Once at Lem's, she was having dinner with Frank.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, listen, don't be sorry for me. Worry about Jill and Edmund.
No. Listen, she has support. Jill and Edmund have each other. I mean, but you... all you got is the people here that work for you. And if you keep on taking bites out of them, Seneca...
Yeah. I'll have a word with Clem.
I'll do that. While you're at it, have a word with Jill, too. I mean, just as friends. Well, the whole life isn't Frank Ryan, Seneca.
You serious? Bucky, I used to believe that, too, but now I know that the only way Jill is going to get rid of Frank is if he hurts her enough to wreck her. And wreck Edmund. Well, that's where they're headed. And I've given up trying to stop it.
You sure you... Come on!
Again.
Value.
I don't think you understand. I would like to explain this to you, but later. I'd like to go someplace else, someplace private, because my husband's going to be coming back any second.
And I can't wait to talk to him.
All right. I'm going to explain now, okay? I was very sick. Back in New York, I fell down a flight of stairs. And I had a terrible concussion. And then this hysterical blindness started. Now, I was blind. I couldn't see anything at all. And all the doctors told me is I have to relax. I have to feel good about myself and good about my husband. And I would get my eyesight back. See, that's why I planned this cruise. But the strange thing is I got my eyesight back before we left New York. Now, I just couldn't tell Patty about this because he never would have taken off like this. See, he's a doctor, and he works so hard he just doesn't believe in a vacation. All he does is he works, and he sleeps, and his patients are just killing him, so I had to take him away for his sake. You do believe me, don't you?
No.
Oh, God. This cruise will cure me. Do you understand? I was going to tell him that I had my eyesight back today.
Well, I'll just tell him for you.
No, please don't. If he finds I'm lying, he's going to leave me, and I'm going to die without him.
You seem to be managing awfully well without him in my cabin.
I didn't chase after your husband. Your husband would come around, he would talk to us, he would want to have drinks with us. It's just that he was talking about being lonesome all the time. It isn't my fault that you were in sick bay all the time.
That was thoughtless of me.
Look, I'm sorry. Okay, I really didn't mean that. I mean, what was I supposed to do to Howard? Was I supposed to throw him overboard?
Was that the only alternative to going to bed with him?
I did not. No, he might have forced me to go down to the cabin, but he didn't lay a hand on me.
Howard doesn't force. He might be more fun if he did, but he doesn't.
Well, maybe he doesn't force you. Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that. He wasn't pushing me. He was threatening me. He found out that I wasn't really blind, and he was going to tell Patty that I was pretending. So he made me go down to the cabin with him. I just went because I was so afraid.
Like you are now, huh?
Mrs. Simpson, please. If you'd just be quiet, I would do anything. Look, I have a little bit of money, and I have some jewelry.
Oh, I'm ashamed of Howard. This time he's really scraped the bottom of the barrel. Do you have children?
Yes. Mrs. Simpson, I have the most beautiful little boy. He's 3 years old, and his name is Johnny, and Patty is trying to be such a good father to him, and it's working, too. See, I'm trying really hard to have it work out. Now, look, you don't want to destroy everything when all the pieces are fitting in together like this.
This child is in your care?
Yes, he is. Every day, but he's with my in-laws now, and I miss him terribly.
A liar and a fraud raising a 3-year-old? Howard aside, I'm obligated to rescue that little boy.
No, wait a minute. You have no reason to butt into my personal life.
I'm only finishing what you started.
I didn't start anything. I don't even like your husband. You know, if you didn't tell me what a terrible marriage you had, I never would have gone back with him.
Shut your dirty little mouth.
No, wait a minute. He also told me a couple of things about you. The only reason that you're with him is that you like his paycheck. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I never would have believed anything. You treat him like dirt. You treat him like he was nothing. Now, that's no way to hold on to a man. What you have to do you know what you have
to do? What? Pretend you're blind? Stumble around like a pathetic little fool? Oh, you wait till your husband finds out what you've been doing to him. Poor man. You've walked all over that man, and I very much doubt that he's going to thank you for it.
You tell him, and I'm going to tell everybody on this cruise how miserable you make Howard.
Go right ahead. You tell your story, and I'll tell mine. Then we'll see which of us can walk into the main dining room with their head held high.
Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Simpson. Mrs.
I'm not dodging, Faith. I'm trying to keep the little bit of sense I have left.
It makes sense for us to get married.
It isn't right. When your sister told you so, Finelli told me.
Well, if we're collecting opinions, Mary thinks it's fine, and so does Roger. Even Johnny couldn't bring himself to advise me against it.
Maeve?
Oh, you know Maeve. She wants me to be 100% sure you're the man I want to spend the rest of my life with. Oh, I know, we'd all like to.
Well, that's my basic problem.
If we got married tomorrow, we would have something solid to begin with. And in 6 months, I'd probably love you more than anyone else in the whole world. Now, why do I have to stay your roommate or your fiancé to make that last jump? I can do it as your wife.
My wife is more stuck with me than my roommate. And immigration doesn't consider an alien's marriage valid till after a year.
Well, I expect to have considerably more anniversaries than one. Who would ever think I'd be talking a man into marrying me?
Don't you know it's what I want to do?
Well, then what's the problem?
Faith, it's one thing marrying me when you're not quite sure. It's another thing marrying me wishing I were Pat Ryan. Oh, not consciously, but way inside. On some level you barely notice, maybe only in your dreams.
Well, if I want Pat Ryan in my dreams, I don't know what I can do about it.
You can avoid a sudden marriage to the wrong man.
I could avoid marriage for the rest of my life, and I still couldn't control my dreams.
You still think about him, don't you?
Do you think about Teresa? Or Mary, for that matter?
I have moments, but they're only fantasies.
I have the same. You're the only person I'd feel comfortable saying that to.
How did you feel coming home to me today, bringing the groceries, knowing that I was drinking?
I felt stubborn.
What?
I figured we'd have it out. I'd be pushing for marriage, and you'd be resisting. I don't much like fighting, but I was determined to hang in on this one.
Oh, you're a tough little lady.
I have to be with you. Why? How'd you think I felt?
Oh, it occurred to me I might have had a vision of the Caribbean, a cruise ship, Pat.
I didn't. Honestly. Pat isn't a real factor of my life anymore. He's Delia's husband, for better or for worse. And that's the way it is.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, we'll get married.
Dr. Ryan?
Yes.
I'd like a word with you, if I may. It's about your wife.
Brad Pitt, Cher, Liam Neeson, Sarah Jessica Parker, Nicolas Cage. SoapNet has the biggest names in the movies you want to watch. The Sunday Night Movie, Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on SoapNet.